Hey, it's Rich. I'm gonna try not to make this too long, and it's not gonna be as peppy or uppy as some of the stuff I do because sometimes there are things in life that just aren't, and they just need to be talked about, and they can't be done in 30-second bits. Sometimes you just gotta really just go really deep into the muck. And last few days, suicides are back into the news with Kate Spade, with Anthony Bourdain. Um, and that whole conversation just, there's so much gray, and going into mental health issues, there's so much that we still don't know, and there's so much that we're still just guessing at this point. Even those of us who've been in and out of some rough places, plenty of you have. I certainly have. I wrote most of a book on it. But even when we don't talk about it, it's still very deep and very real. Yeah, you know, people felt good, buying Kate's bags. People saw Anthony's adventures and, you know, could close their eyes and envision themselves traveling the world and trying all these new exotic things. This can't happen to them until it does. And think of all the names recently that we've seen go: Chris and Chester, and going a little further back, Junior, Kurt, Brad, Michael, and go all the way back to Marilyn. And yeah, they provided, entertainment, but they were also kids and parents, uncles and aunts. They were all somebody's everything. Same with some of the names I'm gonna mention now. You know, some will know them, others won't. It doesn't make them any less important. Norman, Tanya, Jack, Jamie, Tim. Again, all somebody's parents, all somebody's kids, all super important to somebody. And I guarantee you all had somebody personal to you pop up in your head. I hope in more recent years we're starting to get a little more open about trying to understand, and the key word there is try. For those who are blessed to not have many of these issues, it's really, really hard to try to process what's going on with somebody that's really hurting. It's almost like speaking a different language. Their minds are sick, not, you know, they're ill. It's like it is like any other I guess I'm not sure I like the word disease, but more of that ongoing chronic care that Western medicine just doesn't really have a grasp on. And we're really not that far from the days where they used to just toss people in the asylums. really look back on it, it's really not that far removed. So you're gonna, you may be in these spots and you may not see what's, you may not understand why things may look on the outside. They have money, they have looks, they have fame, they have, you know, a great spouse and great kids. It's not going to make sense. So just throw that right out the window. And don't beat yourself up for not knowing. Kind of coming from the other end, it's really easy to cover it up when you don't want somebody to see. Um, it's done deliberately. You want to, you just, that's just how it is. You may have reached out and may have reached out to somebody who may not have known how to help or may have pushed them away. And they feel like they're no longer in a place where they can talk to somebody. Or they don't want to be seen as a haunt or an inconvenience. And in a really screwed up way, shutting your loved ones out is a way of trying to love them and protect them. Again, don't expect this to make sense if you're not there. I can't push this enough. And also, too, let's face it, there's a stigma still involved with mental health. Some of you are going to blow by this video and be like, what the frick is this guy talking about again? Can you freaking stop? Some of you just aren't ready to deal with it. Some of you may unfollow or do whatever. You know what? It is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. And I got to do the same. But we've still got to get past that old crap wiring that we've been brought up with. No. We're hurting. We're sick. We need help. We need fixing. Some of it we don't even know what exactly it is. But it doesn't make you any less of a needed, important part of the whole human tapestry, the whole connection. And for those who have somebody close to them that's in a really depressed state or a really emotionally broken state, you can't, this is when you're not going to be able to fix it. So if you're naturally wired to try to fix everything, don't. Fight the urge off. You can't. It's ultimately up to them to try to make it better. All you can do is be there. All you can do is let them know you love them. Sometimes it might be a matter where you just kind of leave them something they enjoy, leave it at the door. Give them the occasional hug and let them be and let them kind of work their own way through. And that's really, it's not a really bad thing to do for anybody in your life, whether they're in a bad space or not. Just people are there that are important to you. Just, even if your life is really busy and really crazy, just reach out once in a while, let them know that you're thinking of them. It'll make some, even if you don't get a response back, it'll make a difference. Trust me. But just understand that they may not be able to accept help back. And even if they're asking, you might not. It's okay not to know how to help. Just be there, and maybe you throw up some options. Maybe leave a number for the hotlines, which I'll get to at the end. But and so, and if the worst case does happen and we lose people, it's happened. I've gone to too damn many of these funerals, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last time. And I've seen it in way too many levels to know that it's not. Don't don't kick yourself. Don't blame yourself. Sometimes it just is. And I'm not trying to say that to be callous. It really sometimes just is. And you have to be okay with the fact that you did your best with what you knew how. And to be okay with that. That doesn't mean don't mourn and don't go through the process in however time and however space you need to. Because, yeah, you absolutely have to do that. But you've got to be okay with it. And for those of you watching this still fighting, just keep moving. Just keep being. If that makes sense to you. I hope it does. Even if you've gotten out of bed and taken a shower and made food that day, rock on, man. If you're in way over your head, reach out to somebody. My inbox is open. Feel free to hit me up. If there's somebody else you know, go ahead and do that. If you need to call 911, do that. Just let them know you're in a really bad way and you need help, and they'll get help to you. And if it seems like they're not listening, call them again. Don't be afraid to force them to pay attention. And reach out. If you have Samaritans locally, reach out to them. If you have a local crisis center, look them up. Reach out. Your local hospital. Contact your doctor. Any doctor worth their salt is going to clear the lane for somebody who's got a mental health issue and needs help ASAP. If you need to contact the hotlines, I'll post them in the thing above, but in the US, 800-273-8255. In the UK, 08457909090. In Canada, 514-723-4000. In Australia, 131114. And if you live anywhere else, they have them. Just take a couple of seconds and Google it. But that's kind of what I needed to say, and I'm open to hearing any comments or any thoughts. Shoot them here. Shoot me a DM. If I can be of service in any way, please feel free to use me. That's pretty much what I gotta say here. And those of you who stuck around for the whole thing, I do thank you very much for your time. That means you're at least listening. And that's all I ask. Take care of yourselves, okay? Much love.